Today I'm flying to Bangkok, first 8 hours to Singapore with a 4-hour layover, and then a further 2 hours onwards to Bangkok. This is 10 hours in Singapore Airlines business class. Starting at Brisbane Airport, there's a dedicated check-in line for business class passengers. The flight was scheduled for an 11:25 p.m. departure, so the terminal was relatively quiet. After clearing security and immigration, we made our way to the Singapore Airlines lounge. It's a small space, but well appointed with quality food offerings, comfortable seating, and genuinely friendly staff. Business class passengers or those with status also have access to the Air New Zealand lounge when it's open. Unfortunately, it wasn't during our visit. Making our way onto the A350, our seats today are 21 Delta and Foxtrot, the back row of the smaller business class cabin, and 2 inward-facing middle seats. Singapore's A350 business class is what's referred to as their regional product, distinct from the long-haul seats found on the A380 or Boeing 777. Now, despite being labelled regional, the seats still recline to a fully flat bed and feature a 1-2-1 configuration, giving every passenger direct aisle access. While comfortable, the design does feel a little enclosed. The seat wings limit visibility, so FaceTime with the person next to you isn't really great. However, the center divider can be raised or lowered depending on how much privacy or interaction you prefer. Given the late night departure, a pillow and blanket were already at the seat. There wasn't a full amenity kit, but socks, slippers, and a mask and earplugs were provided. Pre-departure service included a hot towel and a welcome drink. I went for the juice. One feature I appreciate with Singapore Airlines is the ability to log into the in-flight entertainment system using your KrisFlyer account, allowing you to pick up where you left off with your entertainment from previous flights. Soon after, the crew came by to take dinner orders. Now, I had used the Book the Cook service available in business and first class, which offers a wider range of pre-order meal options up to 24 hours before departure. There were so many tempting choices, it was tough to pick just one. We pushed back out of Brisbane just after 11:20 p.m, and once in the air, I changed into my BYO Qantas pajamas and got ready for dinner and some rest. Something worth noting is that there were not individual air vents, meaning at times the cabin did get uncomfortably hot. The dinner service started off with a drink and some nibbles. Naturally, I went with a Singapore Sling, my absolute go-to. Given the late departure, the meal service was streamlined. No entree, just the main. I had the char-grilled Macca's Black Angus, which was excellent. I'm so glad I ordered this. I skipped dessert and began winding down for sleep. The inward-facing seats work well if you're traveling with a partner, offering a relatively close setup with the exception of the seat blocking your face. Now, if you don't know the passenger traveling next to you, the center divider does provide plenty of privacy. Reclining into bed mode, I managed to get a solid 4 hours sleep. When I woke up, I changed out of my pajamas and brushed my teeth. There was no breakfast service, which was a bit surprising, but after a late dinner just 4 hours earlier, I wasn't massively hungry anyway. Landing into Singapore, we have a 4-hour layover before our onwards flight to Bangkok. Follow for part 2.